John chapter 5. After this was the feast of the Jews, and Jesus stepped up into Jerusalem. But in the city of Jerusalem, by the sheep gate, there is a pool, the word for it in Hebrew being said, Bethsaida, having 5 halls. In these lay down sick, a fullness of those being weak, blind, limping, dried up. But a human was there having spent 38 years in his weakness. Jesus, having perceived this one as lying up, and having become knowing that he has spent so much time, he says to him, "Do you want to become healthy?" Then the one being weak answered him, "Lord, I have not a human so that, when as it were, the water becomes troubled, he may cast me into the pool. But in that I come, another descends before me." Jesus says to him, "Raise yourself up, lift your mat, and walk." Then the human became healthy and was raised up, and lifted his mat and walked. But it was the Sabbath in that day. Hence the Jews said to the one having been cured, "It is Sabbath, and not is it allowed for you to lift your mat." But he answered them, "The one making me healthy, that one said to me, to lift the mat and walk." They asked him, "Who is the human, the one saying to you, lift the mat and walk?" But the one having been healed had not perceived who he is. For Jesus had nodded to the throng, being in the midst of the place. After this, Jesus finds the one having been cured in the consecrated site, and says to him, "Perceive, you have become healthy. Fail no more, lest something worse happens to you." Going away, the human came and said to the Jews that Jesus is the one having made him healthy. And therefore the Jews persecuted Jesus, since he did this in the Sabbath. But he answered them, "My Father works till now, so do even I, yea, I work." Therefore the Jews sought still much more to slay him, since he had not only loosened away the Sabbath, but also called God his own Father, making himself equal with God. Hence Jesus said to them, "Amen, I say to you, the Son is not able to do anything from himself, yea, not one thing, what as it were he does not see the Father doing. For what as it were that one does, this also the Son does likewise. For the Father befriends the Son, and shows him all which he does, and greater works as these he will show him, so that you will marvel. For as the Father awakens and makes alive the died ones, thus also the Son makes alive whom he wants. For the Father does not judge, yea, not one, but he has given all the judgment to the Son, so that all may value the Son, according so as they value the Father. The one not valuing the Son does not value the Father, the one sending him. Amen, amen, I say to you, the one hearing my word and faithing to the one sending me has Aeonian life, and not does he come into judgment, but he has stepped further out of death into life. Amen, amen, I say to you, the hour comes, then the died ones hear the voice of the Son of God, and those hearing will live. For as the Father has life in himself, thus he gave also to the Son to have life in himself. So he gave him also the judgment to do authority, since he is the Son of the human. Do not marvel at this, since the hour comes in which all who are in the sepulchres hear on his voice. And those having done the good will go out into resurrection of life, but those having practiced the malicious into resurrection of judgment. Not am I able, yea, I, to do anything from myself, yea, not one thing. According as I hear, I judge, and my judgment is righteous, since I do not seek my own will, but the will of the one sending me. If I, yea, I testify concerning myself, is then my testimony not true? Another is the one testifying concerning me, and you perceive that the testimony is true, which he testifies concerning me. You have dispatched to John, and he has testified on account of the truth. But I, yea, I do not take the testimony from beside a human. But this I say, so that you may be saved. That one was the made burning and shining lamp, but you wanted to have rejoicing only to 1 hour in his light. But I have greater testimony than that of John, for the works which the Father has given me, so that I may accomplish them. These works which I do, they testify concerning me that the Father has dispatched me. And the one sending me, the Father, that one has testified concerning me. Neither have you ever heard his voice, nor have you seen his perceivableness. And his word you do not have as abiding in you, since in this one, whom that one has dispatched, you, yea, you do not faith. You search the writings, since you, yea, you deem to have Aeonian life in them, and those are the ones that are testifying concerning me. And yet you do not want to come to me. Not do I take glory from beside human, but I have come to know you, that you do not have the love of God. Yea, you do not have it in yourselves. I have come in the name of my Father, and you do not take me. So if another comes in his own name, you will take that one. How are you, yea, you able to faith, as once taking glory from beside one another, and not seeking the glory from beside the only God? Do not deem that yea, I will accuse you to the Father. Moses is the one accusing you, into whom you, yea, you have taken expectancy. For if you faithed Moses, you would have, as it were, also faithed me. For that one has written concerning me. But if you faith not that one's writings, how will you faith my talks?